guys, how are you doing? My name is Daniel Leinhardt as usual, and welcome to my episode 1 with Andrew Wagner. This guy is from Canada and he's a Bitcoinist. He's an entrepreneur in the Bitcoin community, in the cryptocurrency community, in the blockchain community. Allow me introduce you to him and we start our first episode. We are going to have several episodes with him as we discuss Bitcoin, as we discuss blockchain, as we discuss cryptocurrency scams. Hello, Mr. Andrew. Thank you for being with me on my YouTube channel, and people are very waiting to hear from you.
Hey, yeah, it's nice to be on your show. Seems like a cool thing you're doing.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm Andrew.
Okay. I think people would like to know your full names.
I'm Andrew Wagner. I'm based here in Vancouver. I started as a Bitcoinist, like you said, Bitcoin evangelist. Back in the day, I used to run around the city trying to convince businesses to accept Bitcoin.
By the way, before that, I want to understand, when did you know about Bitcoin? When did you invest in Bitcoin before you started the evangelism of Bitcoin?
Around 2012, 2013, I think, if I remember the price, Bitcoin was about 30 cents, maybe $1.
Yeah.
When I started winning it a lot.
$1.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
At
$1, at $1, very few people knew about Bitcoin.
Yeah, it was not very well known yet back then. Our job was spreading awareness to people so they hear the name. You know, Bitcoin had potential, but nobody understood it. People are smarter now.
Okay, so like, how did you know about Bitcoin? Because not everybody had that information by then.
I think, I just hang out in nerdy online communities, and one of my nerdy friends was posting about Bitcoin. And I like technology, and I don't like the government most of the time. So I found Bitcoin to be a very intriguing idea, and it's hard to understand at first, but smart people kept talking about it. Like people that I follow, people who I read, kept saying about Bitcoin. So I thought I should learn more, and I'm very glad, because it's really growing.
Wow. 2013, 2012. I had no idea about Bitcoin by then. By the way, you were one of the first people to hear about Bitcoin, to be honest, because very few people knew about Bitcoin when it was below $1, or actually $1.
Yeah, it's true. That was a long time ago, before we even had Ethereum, before we had other altcoins. It was only Bitcoin back then.
Yeah. Actually, by 2013, was there any other cryptocurrency, or it was only Bitcoin?
I think Ripple always existed. If you know about Ripple.
Yes, I know about it.
And, Ripple, well, they got in trouble lately. I don't know if you heard the scandal.
Yeah.
Ripple not doing well now.
I think they have something like court cases going on.
Yeah, the Ripple is being sued for the SEC thinks they lied to their investors. and Ripple is losing support on exchanges now. But early on, Ripple is older than Bitcoin, so Ripple has always been here. I think Litecoin was around back then as well. Litecoin was the first altcoin after Bitcoin. So Litecoin existed, but other than that, it was just Bitcoin. Now it's blockchain.
Yeah.
That people know about. Back then it was just Bitcoin.
So, there are so many questions you can ask about somebody who knew Bitcoin earliest. I mean, because it's very confusing how you digested the entire information, how you trusted the entire technology by then. Where did you get that trust for you to trust in Bitcoin without seeing other examples of altcoins working out? Where did you get the courage?
I think I like peer-to-peer networks. As a kid, I used to download music and games, which of course is not always legal. When you're a kid, it's just a game. So I learned how to do peer-to-peer networks, the torrent and the file sharing. And Bitcoin uses similar structure to file sharing and torrents. It uses a peer-to-peer network. So if you can understand file sharing, it's not so much further to understand blockchain or Bitcoin. So if you are knowledgeable of such things, it is helpful. And I think many young people know about peer-to-peer networks now to get their music.
Okay, so since then in 2013, 2012, Bitcoin was at $1, but I think you were a bit younger.
Yeah, I mean, I still look young. I'm
30 now. Because I can imagine in 2012, yes, you were young.
Yeah, that was the start of my career. I didn't really have I had no other main career really before Bitcoin except tutoring. I was English and math tutor. But Bitcoin was really start of my career and what I wanted to do with my life. It was very inspiring path for me. When I realized blockchain, Bitcoin is what I want to do. And I never looked back.
Okay. Because some people right now, they cannot invest much money in Bitcoin because it's expensive. Even if they invest in it, they will get decimal points. You knew Bitcoin when it was almost $1 or exactly $1. Did you have a chance to invest in let's say $1,000 or $2,000 and get something like 2,000 Bitcoins?
I didn't have much money to invest. I had a little bit, but I ended up spending it on like when I got married and I went on honeymoon and stuff. And I spent my coins.
Oh, but you bought. Okay, let me be precise. And how many Bitcoins did you buy? Your first buying of Bitcoins?
Few hundred.
300.
A few hundred more.
Okay, a few hundreds, right?
But back then that was like $500.
Yeah.
500.
Yeah. Oh, it was too much. By the right now, if a person has 5 Bitcoins, he's a millionaire already. If somebody has 10 Bitcoins, woo, it's too much. But for you had an opportunity of getting 500 Bitcoins. Did you say you spent it? You spent some?
Yeah, I'm not always responsible with my money. And, I went to some clubs and and I went on honeymoon.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting investing again in other coins. But it is hard to invest when you don't have a lot of money in the first place, because it's scary. If you are a person who has $1 million in the bank, then it's not so scary to buy $1,000 in Bitcoin. But if it's all your money, you can worry about food, about rent. That was my situation as well. I was not very wealthy in the beginning. So anything I bought was coming from my rent and living expenses. It's difficult if you want to start up with a small amount, but it can be done. It just takes patience. You have to know it could take years. Never spend more than you can afford to lose. The saying.
So back then in 2012, how did you use to buy bitcoins? Because I don't think they were exchanges. Was there any crypto exchange?
There was Mt. Gox. You remember first exchange? Ever since they got hacked and they collapsed. But I always bought at the meetups in cash.
Okay, yeah. Okay, with other people who have them, and you give them cash, they send you bit. Okay, yeah.
You pay me that way, and you have more privacy that way. Also, less fee, more privacy. So it's always good to do it in cash if you know someone. Just be careful meeting in those dark alleys. Don't get mugged.
Yeah.
But that's the best way to do it.
Wow. That's so interesting. That's so interesting to get a person who knew Bitcoin when it was very, 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 very small. Because I personally knew Bitcoin in 2015. 2015, 2016, to be honest, 2016. And I think it was around 4,000 or 5,000. Yes.
Are you rich now?
Come on. Come on. Okay, we had some small money, but then we were going to get something like 0.2 or 0.5. Okay, mention it, or 0.7 if we bought Bitcoin by then. But then it sounded too small amounts of Bitcoin, and we were like, come on, I can't buy Bitcoin and I can't spend all this money, and they give me 0.7 Bitcoins. When will it grow? So we refused to buy Bitcoin then when it was around $5,000, $4,000. It was too much for us. That's why I was saying you got an opportunity to buy Bitcoin when it was at $1. And I was curious to know if you still own like 200 Bitcoins.
No. I wish.
You...
I spent my Bitcoins before they went up a lot. I didn't have much to invest. Mostly Bitcoin is good for my career. A lot of my friends got very wealthy, and I got jobs. I got a resume looked nice. I got to do interesting contracts around the world. And, I'm happy with it, because even though I didn't have much of my own money to invest, I learned so much along the way, and I made so many valuable contacts and friends that now I'm starting my own investing. Now that I'm older and I have more finances, and it's good. I think people need to realize that it can take a while for something to pay off. People expect to buy one Bitcoin and it will be $1 million tomorrow. looked at it very building myself, you know. That's why I got my Bitcoin tattoo. It's something part of me now.
By the way, I think you will show us your Bitcoin tattoo at the end of the interviews. But right now in this particular episode, I want somebody. I want you to talk to somebody who thinks this is the right time to sell their Bitcoins. I want you to talk to somebody to understand the pain you went through after selling all your Bitcoins, and now Bitcoin is over 50,000 US dollars today. So something like, isn't it 46,000 somewhere there? I want you to talk to that someone to give them the experience of selling Bitcoin low.
It sucks. Don't do that. I regret it, obviously. But again, it is very hard. You will find things can happen in your life. Maybe a family member had to go to the hospital. Maybe your car broke. Many things can happen that can force you to have to pay expenses. And sometimes it's unavoidable. And sometimes, people just get impatient. They want to go to the club. They want to buy a Ferrari. They don't want to wait for it to go higher. They want to sell now, get cash now. If you can afford to be patient, then that's my recommendation, because otherwise, yeah, you could be like me and look back and feel like, man, I wish I had kept all those Bitcoin. What can I do?
Yeah, by the way, I'm so sure that there are people who invest in Bitcoin, but they are simply putting in their surplus money. And, Satan always comes in people's minds, and you're like, you know what, sell off, sell off. It can go down anytime, and you find somebody selling, but without any big reason, without any need of cash, and somebody is simply selling because he's scared that maybe this is the highest peak of Bitcoin and Bitcoin could go down, and then, he misses out the profit.
Yeah, sometimes if you trade a coin like Dogecoin, then I can understand why you would feel that way. Because some coins just go up too much, and you know that they won't stay up. But Bitcoin, I think, is not a joke coin, not a meme, because Bitcoin has real, sometimes there are altcoins that, like Reddit people, will purposely pump the price, and then you've got to worry about selling before it crashes. But Bitcoin is a long-term value. Bitcoin will go up and down every year, but every 10 years, it always goes up. You know what I mean? It's, so sometimes, you can see, and I can know, it depends how long you're willing to wait. Like, early on, remember, in the last spike, in the last bull run before this one, Bitcoin went to $20,000. Then Bitcoin fell back down to $8,000. So if you had lots, you would think, why? I should have sold at 20,000. I am so sad. Foolish me. But now, you can see Bitcoin is even more than 20,000. But you had to wait like 3 years, right? And, it depends. If you think it's the future, or if you're just trying to make some money. If you're just trying to make some short-term money, then obviously you want to sell. But some people think it's the future because they don't trust the dollar or whatever their local currency is. I think that's especially true in many developing countries or anywhere inflation is problematic.